Alright, welcome to a brand new devlog for Full Power. Today we'll have a lot of changes. It has indeed been a while since the last devlog indeed. I did make the mistake of updating to Windows 11. After I did that, I tried to record a devlog and pretty much everything just kind of turned into a Microsoft PowerPoint at that point, so I kind of just didn't do anything until then. But anyway, I did get, in fact, a new PC, and it's quite nice, I would say. And yeah, we'll get right into it. So I do have an incredibly long list here of new changes, but we're just going to go ahead and just go with pretty much what we see right here. So obviously the main menu has changed a whole lot. I did change the logo a little bit. There's a little bit of a shine to it, just like the Glassy Turtle logo thing. I don't know if it looks good. I don't know, yeah. So just let me know in the comments if you change it back or something. I did try to go for the kind of the realistic one, but I just kind of went for the pixel art style because pretty much the whole game is going to be, in fact, pixel art. Then the main menu, the layouts here, there's only a play button, credits button, and then you got the settings and quit button here. Down here, there's also socials. If you click on that, it will you'll definitely go ahead and invite you to our Discord server if you do happen to click on it, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so also the background used to be like a kind of like a brown brick wall or something like that, but I kind of changed it and actually had it so that an entire world will generate in the background. It's a very small world. It's about like 50 by 50 tiles or so. But pretty much there are 1 in 1,000 possibilities that can be generated. And yeah, pretty much every single time it is going to, in fact, be forests, grassland, and there'll be like some slimes or, yeah, slimes, bees, or whatever else that will go ahead and generate in this style. There also seems to be some collateral damage up here also. But anyway, so pretty much the map generator, I just kind of took it from the actual game and just made it generate here. The reason why these guys aren't moving around is because the game is working in a time, it in fact does have a time tick system, and that currently is disabled. Pretty much every so often, after so many ticks, the mobs will choose a place to wander, but since there is no time tick system, they're pretty much indefinitely standing still, but they are in fact breathing and stuff like that. But anyway, so play button here. If we go ahead and click play, we have a new menu here for the play menu. I did in fact remove the campaign system I was in fact working on. I just feel like it's going to be taking a long time, and honestly, I don't really know if the gameplay is going to be fun or not. I just kind of wanted to focus on the actual gameplay itself. I have some pretty cool ideas instead of actually creating out entire levels and like certain challenges for levels. Instead of doing that, I'm just going to have it so where you could just play a game and that's it. You just play the game, and then if you happen to do stuff in the game, you could unlock certain abilities. So like different gods here. We have Cheto, these other guys, I guess. And then they would be locked. I pretty much have everything in the game unlocked. My leg is in fact bleeding right now. I don't know what happened. But anyway, that really is important. So pretty much you're going to play every single game. And when you ever do something in the game, so such as create, say you created like 10 slimes or whatever, you'll unlock like a new person. So like this person. But yeah. So from the play menu here, you can actually click God and select a different one, and that'll change up here. And that whenever you create a new game, that is the God you will in fact be playing. There's also a section for powers. I also removed the requirements to have at least 8 powers max per game. So pretty much you'll be able to spawn as many things as possible. These are just kind of the placeholder powers, but here you don't really equip anything, but you can go ahead and kind of check and see what exactly each power does. So here we have like you got your slimes, you have your grass, you got the berries, and pretty much everything else. There's also yeah, there's a bunch of others that I just didn't have the time to add here. I don't know. I think this layout is pretty good. I think I'll stick with it until the final release. I do want to release this game pretty quickly, so probably around April. Like my like the actual time frame I was going for. But yeah, so I removed the level system, and here we have this. Here we also have commandments. So here's just 6 commandments here. It's going to be pretty much the same as like the power system, where you go ahead and complete some certain objective in the game. Maybe like Risk of Rain also could compare to this. Pretty much as you do stuff in the game, you unlock these new commandments for your people and new abilities and whatnot. So pretty much here, this kind of just goes to that text is a little bit too big for this UI, but we have pretty much everything that can be added to your villagers here. So we have Conquerors, Vegetarian, Exploration, all this stuff here, and they'll all be also unlocked during the game. There's also special stuff here, so like customization, if you wanted to actually change the color of your people and your creatures and stuff, then hey, there's a customization area as well. These could also be, I'm also planning on making these unlockable in the game. I mean, if you like do certain things or whatnot, there'll be like a new color you'll unlock. Like, I don't know, purple is for like royalty. If you happen to like play 50 games or whatnot, and then you unlock this color that you could set for yourself. There is also going to be some hats too. I think that would be a pretty cool idea, just to kind of like customize your guys even more. Because I do in fact want to add multiplayer into this game, just to see how it would be, how funny it would be. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything for customizations. And what's the last one? Also statistics area. So like games completed, domination, victories, just to keep track of pretty much your whole, pretty much your entire, just the statistics of you playing this entire game. Yeah, those can be found there. There's also going to be like a multiplayer button here, but it's coming soon. Then you can switch back to single player. And here you go. And then here in the play menu, there'll be like a bunch of different saved games here. So currently I do have a game saved here that I could go ahead and go back into. There's also obviously the tutorial level, which is if you absolutely don't know how to play this game, which a lot of people do, you click on this. I'm still kind of working on the tutorial level because I am trying to work on the gameplay a bit more, and that's what I'm going to be primarily focusing on during these next few months. Multiplayer and the actual gameplay, making it fun for everybody to play, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's go back one. I have like a credits button, I guess. Yeah, just like a little prompt there. We also have a new settings menu. So this is the color scheme is kind of conflicting. The text here is in fact not in fact centered. It is a work in progress. But pretty much I have kind of made a little bit more detailed layout of the options menu here. So we have game settings, graphics settings, audio settings. This appears to not be working. I will have to fix that later. Language settings, interface settings, and applications. So if I wanted to go out of this mode, I could go ahead and do so. And there's also like a restore defaults button down there. That's pretty much the settings button, the quit button, and then obviously we have the socials button. Click the YouTube one, and oh hey, it's my YouTube channel. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and jump to an actual game because there is a whole lot of stuff that has in fact changed. All right, so now we are in an actual game, and first off, the UI has in fact changed. Most notably, I have removed the bottom middle button here because it was a bit confusing. The main idea of it was because I wanted to in fact turn the game into a somewhat hidden object game, and I wanted there to be some sort of puzzles into it, but I mean maybe later, but as of right now, I kind of want it just to be a God simulator and a strategy game first up. So I went ahead and deleted that button, and that's pretty much out of the game right now. And yeah, there are still gems in the game. I haven't deleted those yet, so you could collect gems. I don't know what they'll be for exactly. But so we will, let's go start off with the top left also. So here is, I don't believe yeah, this, pretty much everything here is, I'm assuming is going to be new, so I'll just go ahead and cover them anyway. So here we have our little icon here for what exactly, which god you are playing as exactly. I saw this in Hearts of Iron 4. They had kind of like a U.S. flag if you're playing like the USA nation or like the Soviet Union. And I thought it'd be also cool to have like a little icon or something just to indicate who exactly you are playing as. So here, if you also actually press it, it'll also say the actual effects that your god will have. So in this case, we have everyone has extra 20% hit speed, and then we require less sleep to function as wolves. And then here we have the objectives button. Yeah, I haven't covered this before, I believe. But pretty much I have removed all objectives, and to win every single game, there's going to be 3 different victory types you could accomplish. So first up, we have the domination victory. If you happen to be the last tribe alive, you automatically win the game. A power victory, if you happen to reach power level 6, you are pretty much dominating the game, and yeah, you gain a victory by doing that. There's also a culture victory, which is if you create 3 monuments in the game. How you create monuments is getting your followers stone. The more stone you have, the more chances that your followers will go ahead and actually create monuments. So your villagers are the ones who will actually create monuments for you. So if you have a pretty big village, honestly, then you pretty much will win a culture victory. Power victory, just have like a bunch of creatures in the game, have the most creatures in the game for that. And domination victory, if you want to like absolutely destroy everybody else, you won't be punished for that, and you'll actually gain a domination victory. So if you just want to drop a bunch of meteors on pretty much everyone else, or unleash a horde of zombies or whatever, and you're the last tribe standing, you can go ahead and have the fun domination victory. But there's also these other victory types if you just kind of want to be chill also. But yeah, so that has changed as well. So there's no like objective anymore or whatnot like that. Going on, so here's our influence. Pretty much the more influence you have, the higher level you will become. So if you click on anything in the UI, pretty much it will explain what exactly it is. So this is your current amount of influence. Once you achieve a certain threshold, you will level up, gain influence by creating powers. Okay, it does appear my guy has died from starvation, unfortunately. I'm going to have to build some more of these just because I don't want my guys to die. All right, so yeah, so here we go. Onto the current power level. So this little icon here, this is your current power level. The higher your level, the more high level powers you can spawn. Leveling up will also give you more mana. So you have to have some stuff down before you could be able to actually unleash higher level powers, which could be like your meteors, your zombie hordes, or whatever, or whatnot. So it just kind of prevents people from actually just doing nothing the whole game and just saving up and not actually spawning stuff. I want to encourage players to actually start creating worlds and stuff as they're playing, instead of just kind of like saving up for like a high level power or something that kind of just breaks the game and kind of takes away the purpose of creating the worlds, because I want it to be kind of like relaxing as well. So that's why I do have a power level system in here. Obviously here we go over and click this. This is your current amount of mana. Mana is used to create pretty much everything in the game, and it will regenerate over time based on your level. So we have there, that's pretty much our main currency here whenever we are trying to build something. And going over here, we have a little button in the side here. This is just going to be the pause menu. And yeah, if you go back to title, click options, I guess this options menu will pop back up. And yeah, we could also quit the game here if we really wanted to, but we're going to click resume. Coming over here, I think I did cover this, but I'll just cover it again. But this is the day and night cycle. I did add a little day counter here, so this is in fact day 1. And yeah, so this is a little clock here. When it does hit the night area, everybody will try to sleep. And yeah, your followers will in fact need rest to function. If you just kind of have them constantly be at war, they're just going to kind of start sleeping. Sleep is you can have your villagers die from sleep deprivation in this game. It's kind of funny when it does happen. The conditions where it does happen is when they're fighting someone and they have to fight them to the death. And they're like incredibly sleep deprived, and it's kind of funny to watch them just die from being so tired. But yeah, so generally nobody really will die from that, but it is kind of funny when someone does. You can also click on this. I mean, yeah, everything in the UI is just clickable, and like it'll say what exactly it does. So day and night clock displays whenever it's about to turn day or night, and yeah. And then also these two features I covered over briefly in the previous video, but they do in fact work right now. We do have here the relationships menu. So here, this will pop up every other faction in the game that is, and their current relations towards you. So pretty much everybody is kind of displeased with us, to be honest. But if we go ahead and click one of them, so click on this one, pretty much they have a certain reason why they don't like you. So we have different commandments than them. And then here it seems that they're actually friendly towards the other purple cheetah faction, and they are not friendly towards us. They're friendly to these guys, but they're kind of neutral to these other fox people for some reason. But yeah, so pretty much stuff that can ruin your relationship is pretty much destroying their stuff. So if you destroy their other creatures and creations in the game, even indirectly, like having one of your guys just go off and try to harvest one of their trees, it'll actually make them pissed towards you. So pretty much how the relationship system works, because I do notice that some of my audience are actually game devs themselves. Pretty much there is a shared relationship towards both you and every single other tribe, and there is a shared relationship towards that other tribe and every other tribe in the game. So whenever something happens in a relationship, so say say like a tree was here created by some other faction, and then one of your faction members destroyed that tree. If you destroy one of someone else's things, then that'll be -1 to the shared relationship. So your faction and that other faction are both like, both go -1 pretty much. So it isn't just like the other faction's relationship towards you, it's actually your faction's relationship towards them. So they could, no matter how you play, your faction could technically just go to war on their own and just start destroying stuff. But a couple of things that are kind of funny that I added into the relationship system is if one of the followers is like killed by another one of the followers on the enemy of like another faction, that is an egregious offense. I'm pretty sure I added like minus like 30 or whatever to that. And but when the condition of that does happen, it's pretty much because like they're very hungry, and they will actually kill like other followers to gain meat from them, which is kind of funny. And if that does happen, there's going to be like a huge negative relationship that happens there. To actually get your tribe to be at war, so right now we aren't currently at war, but I believe it is -30. If you do happen to get under -30, your tribe will go at war. And pretty much what happens at war is whenever your warriors in fact see a hostile creature, or like a hostile hostile creature, a natural object, or like a tree or something, or if they see another follower or building, anything that is of the enemy faction, they will start attacking it aggressively. And yeah, and you can also become allies as well. So if you happen to get to +30, so good things that you can do as to increase your relationship towards another faction is to have the same commandments, of course. If you have the same commandments as someone else, you will get a positive relationship towards them. And also if your creatures and happen to help them out. So say if you have like a bunch of berry bushes and their followers or creatures try to eat some of those berries, that's actually going to help out your relationship, because that will in fact like give you like a +1 or whatever, because they helped out each other. Because you're synergizing well with each other, you're going to have a better relationship. So yeah, this is the relationships menu. Pretty cool, actually. This was a suggestion by a friend of mine, so it was hats off to him. But yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait to add some more stuff to it. All right, so that's the relationship menu, and then also I went over this in the previous devlog, but this is the village professions menu. It's a lot to take in, but I mean, I try to make the gameplay simple, very simple, like you just click and place powers down and then commandments pretty much. But I also want it to be kind of in depth. So if you do want to try to strategize or whatnot, it's going to be, no, don't die, sir. Eat. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so as you can see there, the wolf here was low on hunger. So he went ahead and ate one of these. However, he didn't have full health. So, and also another AI feature I've added to pretty much every creature in the game is that if they are not full health, they'll go ahead and find another, and if they have another food item nearby, they'll go ahead and go to that, eat some more food, and heal to max health. So originally what would happen is that I would have a, whenever they ate a food item, they would heal the max HP, but now it's like they only heal 5 HP. Whenever they do eat food. So food's the only way that you could heal people up as of right now, unless I add like a, I'll probably add like a regeneration ability or something into the game soon. Or something like that. Actually, I'm gonna have to kind of help these guys out. Yeah, going on to the next part of the UI. Here we have the villager professions. So here, pretty much everything is a bit confusing. There's going to be these little eye things. Whenever there's like an eye thing right here, this is just going to be like an information, more info section that I added to like pretty much everything. So new villagers, if when spawned in, will gain a profession based on the current profession demand ratio. So currently we have a list of all the current villagers that we have. We have 2 harvesters and we have 1 warrior in our village. And whenever I do add a new guy into the game, it will most likely become a vacant villager. It will become a vacant villager because this is the highest percentage and we already have a lot of harvester villagers and a warrior villager. Maybe a builder or a vacant villager will be your next villager if you do happen to get one. Here there's a totem section. So totems are gained whenever you reach a certain amount of villagers, so 10 I believe, but they will provide unique bonus and debuffs to your villagers based on how they behaved. So if your tribe, if they went ahead, so there's actually like a little history feature I've added to your tribe. So if your tribe is known for dealing a lot of damage and like killing a bunch of stuff, they will actually have a warmonger totem added whenever they achieved 5 or 10 villagers or so. No, I believe it's 10. When your village grows to 10 villagers, they'll gain a totem. And that totem will in turn make your units do +1 damage, but then they'll also have like I believe there's like a debuff I added to them also. I don't know, it's like something -5 building HP or something because they're a bit reckless or whatever. But anyway, there'll be like certain unique bonuses like that. There's also like a exploration one, I think, maybe, but there's also a builder one, there's a harvester one if you just like do a lot of harvesting. There's a bunch of different totems that can be added, and whenever they do in fact show up, there'll be like another information icon you could click here and I'll say what it does and whatnot. Here's the mini map. It pretty much hasn't really changed at all. Click the mini map, you could go ahead and go ahead and zip around the map. It's pretty funny. Oh, and also there is a little fog of war too. This and this button too just kind of does the same thing. But there is a fog of war too. This was also another suggestion by someone in our Discord. Pretty cool idea actually. I did have this idea before, but I just was like really inexperienced. I had like no idea how it worked. But pretty much how this works exactly is that this is for your game, for the other fellow game developers out there. But pretty much the entire world here is one big array. So every single tile I have here has an integer. So every single tile in the world represents the number 0. Everything is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And whenever a tile is 0, it will be not visible. So if a tile is 0, it will be not visible. So these tiles right here, these are all zeros. These are all zeros over here. And whenever a tile is revealed, now when the 0 becomes a 1 is whenever a thing in your faction goes into an area, it will turn all the tiles around it and give it a +1. And whenever the tile has a more than +1 is greater than 0, it will be revealed to you. So here, like in this area right here, these are all turning into 1s and the tiles are being revealed. And if there are multiple things in the area that are trying to reveal the tiles will go up to a +2 because there's like 2 things in the area that are revealing tiles. So like probably in this area right here, there'll be like a +4. And then once all these things are destroyed, or if something moves out of a zone, the tiles that were supposed to be revealed will go down like -1 or -2 for how many things that are just left. And those will just go ahead and unreveal the tiles just like that. And so what exactly does a Fog of War do? So pretty much the only thing the Fog of War hides is creatures. So if there's like a slime here, that will in turn, that slime right there will be invisible in the game, and we won't be able to see it. However, if there's like a tree in here, it will be visible. Any like objects that aren't creatures, so like buildings also, buildings, these berries or whatnot, they will be visible in the Fog of War. However, just creatures and villagers won't be able to be visible in the Fog of War. I'll go ahead and place a couple guys down here. So here we have a wolf. So this guy is vacant. This guy is also vacant. I believe. There are a few bugs in this game. I haven't, to be honest, I did not do any bug fixes before this devlog, but yeah. So here, if we check here, there's like one miner and craftsman. I guess their names just kind of don't show up. They just say wolf. That is a bug I will have to fix. But yeah, they're kind of like building up stuff right there. I'll go ahead and build a couple more. We do have some big food supply here. All right, so that is this area. We got this, the Fog of War, we covered that. And then over here we have the commandments button. So also same thing. Yeah, I did in fact cover commandments, but yeah, there's going to be an information icon. You can click here, get a little bit more information. Harvesters will automatically collect and harvest a nearest item or resource. Pretty much you could do that. So if I could go ahead and add this, and whenever this happens, a banner will spawn to the nearest harvestable resource. So these resources here aren't harvestable because they're a part of the food supply, and the harvesters will not attack these things because their nation is low on food. If they had an abundance of food, that's the only position when they would start attacking these berries. But right now they're kind of keeping these berries alive because they need the food for it. So if I went ahead and placed one of these down, this commandment allows pretty much all of your gatherers to, I mean, if they're awake, of course, they're kind of just like sleeping right now. I mean, I guess we do require less sleep, but yeah, we'll see. It does look like we did arrive. Oh wait, it is actually day 2. So yeah, the day counter did go up. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that can happen. And then, so like vegetarians can't eat meat, but they can eat every type of plant. So this actually gives a bonus to actually being vegetarian instead of like just like ignoring meat. But yeah, they can eat meat, but they'll pretty much eat every other type of plant. So they could literally eat trees. They could literally eat like, they could eat mushrooms, which is normally not eaten, edible. They could also eat like grass. They literally can eat grass if they're vegetarian, which is pretty funny. But yeah, so they have that. There's also an exploration one, which is kind of good. So this will make your villagers more exploration, more explorers, I guess. And then, yeah, so pretty much we've already seen these before. But yeah, so those will kind of control your village a little bit. You control them a little bit, but it's not like you have total control over them. You're giving them certain rules to follow as you progress through the game. So also another thing, a part of the UI here is these buttons right here. These are pretty much just quick buttons that you could go ahead and quickly add back into the game. So if you you spawned a wolf before, so these are like your recent powers, so you don't have to like click here and just kind of search for it again. The 3 most recent powers you spawn will show up right here. So if I wanted to create these trees again, I could go up here, click this again to exit out. And yeah, so you can just immediately start creating stuff like that. And if we go to the power book, I did also remove the requirement to have 4 only, or no, 8, in a total of 8 powers per game. I just went ahead and just added pretty much everything into the game because, yeah, the more stuff you unlock, I think it's pretty cool just to, it gives a sense of progression just to see that you have unlocked like pretty much everything in the game. You can spawn pretty much anything. But yeah, so I did bring back the sorting items things here, right here. So if you could sort by mob, you can sort by nature, or you can sort by abilities. Click it again, it'll show up right here. I also added like the names too, so it's a bit more descriptive. So it'll say like, hey, you're actually, instead of just like having a big icon. I was trying to go for the Plants for Zombies sort of feel, but I think like this is better. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And here there's just immediately, it'll say like what requirements do you need in order to build that. And then some of these will also be like grayed out if you can't straight up get any of these because you probably are missing one of these requirements. I could also probably make it so like one of these are red. That would be kind of cool if that's like specifically what you are missing. But yeah, here we go, pretty much. So go ahead and spawn some grass, and also these pieces of nature that you spawn, they will also reveal tiles, which is kind of cool. So you could go ahead and just fill the entire area with nature so you get actual viewing room as well. So nature, just spawning nature is also going to be giving you a sight advantage more than just being a way to gain power levels pretty much. So you could actually gain vision by having a pretty big forest or whatever. And man, I can't actually spawn slime. That's unfortunate. I'm quite broke. So I believe that is pretty much it, I will say. I do have exploration on. I wonder if anyone goes on an adventure. Oh, hey, this guy's going on an adventure. I'm going on an adventure. Okay, let's see where he goes. So for the exploration commandment, they'll go ahead and like check a tile that's like unrevealed next to like your current revealed tiles, if there is any. They went ahead and revealed a little bit there, just kind of like left, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, that appears to be it. Let me actually check the big list I have of the patch notes here. Oh yeah, so many bugs were fixed. Rework the pause menu. Man, a lot of the things I've actually added into the game, I actually went ahead and removed them. Like I added something, I put it in the patch notes, and then I put another patch note in. It's like, I just removed them. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, pretty much all of these are just kind of like little stat and changes. I pretty much covered the entire thing. But it's looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna try to work on multiplayer as well as a trailer to come out. That should be pretty fun if that comes out soon. What is this tile generation? What on earth is happening? Where are you going, bro? Oh, exploring the unknown, I see. What is this? I have never seen this. Full power world generation. Oh, there's like a little bridge here that goes into another island. Oh, this is so cool. I kind of want to actually play on this game, but so here you could actually explore by creating power. So grass is pretty good for it. Oh, we met someone else. How are they doing? Just kind of exploring their land with it. But yeah, looks like they have. Looks like they're doing pretty all right, actually. Not gonna lie. But yeah, that's. Oh man, this game's gonna be so cool. Anyway, that's it. Just gonna Cool. Let's go to options actually. Let's check and see if this works. All right. That's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video.